What's good, y'all, and welcome to my thoughts on the Microsoft Bethesda, Xbox Bethesda showcase for 2022. As you guys know, I guess this would be around E3 time, and usually this would be E3 time. I would have all the other videos for you, but obviously, as you guys know, E3 was canceled this year. But surprisingly, it seems like everybody is still going to be doing their normal shows outside of like Ubisoft, and Square for that matter as well. Like Capcom's still going to be doing their show. Obviously, we have Xbox and Bethesda doing their show. Apparently Nintendo is also going to be doing their own Nintendo Direct for E3 kind of thing as well, so we got that. So we'll still have some content, and of course there was Summer Game Fest a couple days ago, which was basically E3 kind of for us this year. But yeah, so we had a lot of games. I was no lie, I mentioned this in my reaction, which you guys will obviously see when that video drops after this video. Probably late, hopefully I'll get both these videos out up today. If not, you guys will see the reaction up tomorrow on Monday, but I should hopefully be able to get through both these videos up if everything goes well. But anyway, I was debating throughout like a good chunk of this show that I was like, am I actually going to do the second video, or am I just going to do the reaction because it's not real, because this isn't E3, you know, E3, that's like the big game week and everything. So I was kind of debating whether or not to even do it this year. But then, of course, as you know, we got later on to the show, and some of the big announcements started to drop, like Persona Persona coming to consoles. P4G is officially coming to consoles. Obviously, I was super happy about that. We'll talk more about Persona and all that shit when we get to there. But obviously, I saw that, and then there was Kojima and of course Starfield. I was like, all right, this gets a video. This is gonna get the second video what to talk about. So anyway, guys. As per usual with these type of videos, I'm going to go through, I got an article in front of me that shows up everything that was shown off from there. I'm going to talk about the things that I personally cared about, that I found a little bit interesting. I'm not going to talk about everything because a lot of this shit I did not give a damn about. So yeah. But anyway, guys, let's start off. So we started the show up with Redfall, which is like this new vampire shooter game. Looks pretty cool. I'm pretty sure we saw this like at E3 last year, if I remember correctly. But the interesting thing is when you were watching the stream live, at least off of Xbox's official YouTube page, the entire show had two screens with it. You had the one screen that was the main show, and when they re-uploaded its own separate video on YouTube, it's just the one screen, which is just the gameplay and everything. And then there was another screen where there was like this woman there just sitting there. And I was like, yo, who is this bitch? Why is she just sitting there in the corner? Who is she? And then, of course, once the trailer started and the character started speaking, she started signing them. She was there for sign languages for people that are deaf, for the sign to, sign the whole thing for sign people that are deaf. Which I thought was okay, whatever. At first, it was a little distracting because there's two screens, and I even tweeted out, is this going to be like this for the entire show? And then after the gameplay, just to continue on, it's gonna be like for the entire show. Honestly, after that, I really stopped. I barely even noticed it. It stopped. It didn't really bother me after that. I more or less just focused onto the main screen, which was where the gameplay was. But yeah, that kind of bothered you. They got Xbox to re-upload the entire thing with just the gameplay, so you're good. I questioned why they didn't just put subtitles instead. I thought they could have been a little less distracting, but whatever. Now, see, some people were mentioning that. In the chat, like, why don't you just use subtitles? I can tweet that out as well. But yeah, Redfall vampire shooter game looks cool, and yeah. So we also got another look at Plague Tale Requiem, where it looks like you could actually control the rats in this game. It looks like from how the trailer ended. Interesting. This is definitely the perfect game for my man Tav, so shout out to him, man. Then we finally got our first look, I guess, or some gameplay of Forza Motorsport 8, or for some reason now just calling it Forza Motorsport. Don't know why they're scared of the 8, but whatever. The game looks amazing, man. I do enjoy me some Forza. I'm more of a Horizon guy myself, but I always like looking at Forza, man. The graphics for this game are spectacular, man. Like, seriously, the environments, like the water, everything, the car, it looks amazing. The ray tracing on the cars, man. Seriously, the graphics for this game look absolutely stunning, man. So yeah, Forza 8, that game looks amazing. So for you guys that are hyped, for all you Forza heads out there, y'all gonna be eating good. The graphics of that game looks incredible. We got something new from Microsoft Flight Simulator, which I guess showed off that the game is hitting its 40th anniversary. I don't know how it is hitting its 40th anniversary, because I've only heard about this game recently, so unless they've been like, this game has been some like really like niche game that's been around since like Windows 95, I don't know how this is hitting its 40th anniversary, but whatever the parameters of how it hit 40 numbers, whatever. We got the announcement that you are now going to be playing with the Pelican. It is now coming to the game and you can fly it. So that is fucking cool, because you guys know I love Halo. We got another look, we got a new look at Overwatch 2, along with the release date that's going to be coming out in October. I believe the beta, I believe the trailer itself mentioned that was the beta that was coming out in October. But it was announced that Overwatch 2 is going to be going free to play, which obviously got me intrigued because obviously y'all remember how big Overwatch was when that game first came out back in 2017, I think it was, maybe 2018. When Overwatch 1 came out, and obviously I saw it all over the place. Every other YouTuber I was watching was covering it, playing it, reviewing it, what have you. And even I wanted to get on the action and play the game, but obviously I couldn't because I don't have, for one, I never really bought the game, but two, because I don't have like gold or like a PlayStation Plus or anything, so I couldn't even really play the game online if I wanted to. But yeah, but obviously I was interested in the game. I always did want to play, just have more of a curiosity thing, and because Reaper looks so fucking badass, man. Seriously, I was definitely one of those Reaper guys when the game came out, and I knew he was like completely overpowered when the game first came out, and they like eventually nerfed him. But yeah, knowing that the Overwatch 2 is gonna be coming free to play, I'm definitely gonna be playing it, man. And hopefully Reaper's in the game, which he probably will, because it seems like most of the entire cast is gonna be returning. And so yeah, I'm gonna be a Reaper main for you guys that are wondering. And I might actually stream for you guys depending on the time and everything. But yeah, Overwatch 2, looking forward to playing them. Knowing it's free to play, and Sony and I believe both Microsoft and Sony have done this now. Games that are free to play, you don't need Prime, you don't need like gold, you don't need gold or PlayStation Plus to play them online now. If they're free to play, they're free to play. You don't need anything else. So that is a plus. So I will actually be able to play this game, because I'm pretty sure this also will not have a single player mode. But yeah, looking forward to playing Overwatch 2. That's gonna be fun. And after that, we also saw the Hot Wheels DLC for Forza Horizon 2, or for Forza Horizon 5, excuse me. Looks cool. I like Hot Wheels, so yeah, Pog. Another look at Arc 2, Vin Diesel. And then we got to look at this game called Scorn, which was like I'm pretty sure this is like a dream. This is like an H.R. Geiger's like wet dream or something, man. Like, bro, the environment and everything looked very akin to Alien and just his work in general. So yeah, I'm definitely in, man. I like how the game looks, and yeah, man, I like what I see. I like what I see from Scorn. That game looks really, really cool. After that, we got a new announcement of a new Minecraft game, Minecraft Legends, which is like I guess like a Minecraft RTS game. It's gonna be some sort of strategy game. So yeah, we also got to look at a game called or a console announcement, because I guess this game's been out on PC for years. Lightyear Frontier, which is basically a farming game, but you're in a mech. So yeah, it looked alright. Now the next game we got to see was The Last Case of Benedict Fox. This looked really cool. It kind of reminded me of Murder Soul Suspect, where you're like, I don't think it's like Murder Soul Suspect where like you're solving your own murder, but it's kind of like that whole spiritual thing, trying to figure out what happened to this person. That looked really cool. It's gonna be like the side-scrolling action game, probably more Metroidvania kind of. I liked when I saw the game. It looked really, really cool, man. And somewhere between all of this part of the game, Persona Central tweeted out that they tweet out that P3P, P3 Persona 3 Portable, P4G, and P5R are all going to be coming to Xbox and PC. And this was like way before it actually got announced on the actual show itself. And I was like, wait, what? Because like, I don't even know how they even got a hold of this. And actually, if you click the link on the tweet, the website legit crashed. the website legit crashed after they tweeted this, man. It was fucking hilarious, because I'm sure everyone was looking at this tweet, being like, and everything that just completely destroyed the servers of the website. But I lost my shit, being like, yo, wait, is this legit? Are y'all fucking playing with me? But yeah, somewhere around like the middle part of the show was when Persona Central tweeted that out, and I lost my shit. So then it was just like waiting, and then it was just like the waiting game, waiting like, yo, is this actually real? Is the game actually is this legit? Are they fucking playing with me? So it was just kind of like waiting for them. And then eventually, I started, as you guys can see in the reaction, I started to get a little bit more paid, like, hey, give me Persona. But anyway, next up we saw As Dusk Falls, which is basically going to be a motion comic in the style of, like, The Walking Dead, Heavy Rain, those type of very story-based games with very low gameplay. I know a lot of people aren't into this kind of thing. You guys know that these are my type of games. I love games like this. I love Heavy Rain. That's like one of my favorite games of all time. I love Quantum Dreams games. Hype for Star Wars Eclipse. Hopefully it'll actually still come out. We'll have to wait and see on that, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, man. I really liked about this game. I like the motion comic art style. I thought it looked cool. Now, apparently, the interesting thing about this game is that it's going to be you can play this up to 8 players. And which I found it interesting on how a game with such many branching paths and like these type of games which have branching paths and that are very story-based with very little gameplay. How is that going to work with multiplayer? Are they going to be like 8 people? You can like have them all like switch places and they pick decisions for each other and then they kind of go where that story goes? Or is it going to be like maybe 8 players play a different character in the storyline and they all kind of do their own separate things kind of thing? I'm not sure how this is really going to work with co-op, but it definitely intrigues me on how they plan on doing this with multiplayer. But that very much intrigued me because the trailer itself, and they didn't really go much in depth on how the co-op is going to work. But yeah, you can play this with up to 8 players. How that's going to work, we'll have to wait and see on that. It looks great. I can't wait. I'm looking forward to actually seeing this game in action, man. This game looks awesome. This is definitely one that's going to be on my radar. I would say radar, but I won't be playing it for a while because I don't got an Xbox. But yeah, July 19th is when this game's coming out. Game Pass Day 1. Looks really cool. You guys know I fucks with these type of games, man. Alright, next up was Nakara Bladepoint, which I'm pretty sure we saw this in like a PlayStation showcase or something. But it looks really cool, man. I love the art style. This one definitely has more of like, you know, that more traditional, you know, feudal Japan type thing. You guys know I love that shit. You even have them fighting with the flowers of death. You guys know I flux with these type of games, with these type of styles, man. And yeah, looks really cool, man. I like what I see from this game. We got like 2 games from like, Obsidian. And, you know, one of them was called Pentiment, which is kind of like more like this medieval Crusades type era with its own kind of very linear story that has like a more of a pop-up book art style. I'm not really sure how to describe it. Side scroller. Looks interesting enough. We also got to look at this game called Grounded. Looks interesting enough. We also then got a look at this game called Airbond Shadow Legacy. This one looked really cool. I kind of like the style of it where you can like merge into the. It's like it looks like it's going to be a bit more of a stealth game where you can like merge into the shadows and kind of like sneak around to get enemies and take them out. It looks like it's going to be a really cool game, man. It looks really cool. This one was set to release in 2023, and this will be day 1 on Game Pass. So yeah, we then got showcases some gameplay of Diablo 4, which cool for all you Diablo players. I don't play Diablo. I've heard the mobile game is complete shit that just got released. But yeah. So yeah, for all you Diablo players, there you go. I hope you guys were happy with that one. And next up, we saw the new game that's going to be coming from Team Ninja called Wulong Fallen Dynasty, if I'm pronouncing that right. This game looks really cool. This was just like a CG trailer just showing up the graphics of the game, but it looks really cool. I love the look of the game. And, you know, Team Ninja, you know, Ninja Gaiden and Noah, you know this is the good shit, man. And I really love the art style of this game, and I love the aesthetic of it with the Chinese, you know, mythology. You have like these badass dragons in the trailer, man. I guess we also see a good look at the main character, man. Either way, man, I like what I see. This game looks cool. So yeah. Next up, that's when we finally got the Persona announcement, boys. Oh, and I mentioned this in my reaction, but I fucking told you, Trubular. My man True. For all you guys that don't know, which is all of you, because I don't think there's much crossover between me and his audience at all. But my man Trubular, he's a Twitch streamer. If I remember, I'll leave a link down to his Twitch down below and his Twitter down in the description box. Go follow my man. He's fucking awesome. But he was streaming, but about like 2 years ago, when he was streaming P4G, this was after it got released on PC. And this is what he like did after he finally beat P5. I told the guy like, oh yeah, this game's gonna come to console. I always said PlayStation. So if I want to be like 100% transparent honest, I always said like, oh, it's gonna be coming to PlayStation soon. It's gonna be coming to PlayStation because I assumed that if it's coming to console, it's coming to PlayStation. I mean, this was a game that was on the PS2. That then the remake came out on the Vita, and so I'm saying, oh, if it's coming back to consoles, they're gonna make it PlayStation. Well, that didn't work, but it ended up being Xbox. But anyway, I was still right when I said console. And I would always say, it's going to come to console. It's going to be coming to console. And he's like, nah, man, it ain't going to happen. It ain't going to happen. If they didn't do it now, they're never going to do it. If they want to put it on console, they would have done it already. And I'm like, no, they're going to put it on console. And for like 2 years, okay, maybe not 2 years, but like, when I was playing P4G, and a couple times after that, I would always say P4G is going to be coming to consoles. And he always say I was wrong. Well, told you, bitch. I told you so. Because here we are, ladies and gentlemen, and they got announced. P4G, P5R, and P3P are all going to be coming to Xbox Series consoles, and Xbox One, along with PC. So yeah, I was right, bitch. Vindicated. It feels good to be right, man. It feels good to be right when I was like, told you, bitch. So yeah, this is obviously amazing news. Shocked that it was Xbox of all consoles that got it, because Xbox isn't known for JRPGs, but Phil Spencer even mentioned that he wants to get more of that Japanese audience. He wants to bring more Japanese titles and stuff over to Xbox. You know, so that's great. But obviously, the interesting thing about this one is that they picked P3 Portable of all the versions of Persona 3 to bring that to Xbox. Not P3 FES, not the original P3, P3 Portable. Which this is interesting because for you guys that don't know, as you guys can guess by the title, P3P was Persona 3 was released on the PSP. Now, the interesting thing about this game, I believe it came out after P4, was that this game basically allows you, I think this game more or less has P4 controls, or at the very least lets you control your party members like you can in P4. But the game is basically just a glorified visual novel, because all of the game's cutscenes, and you could argue that all Persona is a visual novel, but like, no, this is a visual novel, because all of the game's cutscenes have been cut out. As far as my knowledge of the game is known, I could be wrong, there might be some cuts there still in the game, but outside the opening, everything else of the game that were cutscenes got cut out, and they were all in the style of visual novels. And the only thing that you get is Tartarus. It's just visual novel cutscenes instead of the cutscenes with Tartarus. That's all P3P is. So that's kind of interesting they decided to bring that over to consoles and not P3 FES, or even just straight up remaking P3, which, to be fair, we could still be getting. We could maybe, you know, not all the announcement from the Persona 20th anniversary is done yet, so maybe the very last thing Atlas will announce, Persona 3 remake. You know, we'll have to wait and see on that. But that is obviously interesting. That's the version they picked. I'm curious if we're ever going to get an explanation on why they decided to pick that version of P3 and not P3 FES instead. But who knows? Maybe we'll find out soon, or maybe we'll never find out. We'll be left scratching our heads and theorizing about that. But either way, man, this is cool. Now, this obviously begs the question: what about PlayStation? Is PlayStation going to begin? Because this was also announced that they're going to begin all these games, and they're all going to be coming, and that they're all going to come to Game Pass. But so far, we only have a release date for P5R, which is going to be coming out on October 21st for Persona 5 Royal on Xbox. We have no idea when P3G and P3P are also going to be coming, which also could beg the question of maybe Atlas is waiting to announce them themselves, maybe sometime during the 20th, maybe during one of the days they have slated for the 25th anniversary of Persona, to announce the release dates for P3P and P4G, not only to Xbox, but to also possibly PlayStation as well as Switch. That is, and like my man's over in the DM, my man's in the GC, we're mentioning that this is probably the version that we're going to be getting ported to PlayStation as well. It's going to be that we're going to be getting P3P and not P3 FES. Or maybe Sony could have pulled the 1A and they made sure that Xbox did P3P while PlayStation users a lot of P's. So I'm probably going to be slurring my words because there's so many goddamn P's. PlayStation users get P3 FES. Like, imagine that, man. For Xbox users get the PSP version, while PS4 and PS5 players get FES. That would be hilarious if that ends up being the case, man. That's the version PlayStation users get. But that definitely begs the question: we are going to be getting this on consoles, and this is going to be coming to PlayStation as well as Nintendo Switch. I'm hopeful for PlayStation because I would like to play P4G and P3 on my PS4. So Atlas, come on, man, give us PlayStation users the good. This series is synonymous with PlayStation, but we'll have to wait and see on that. But like I said, they never said anything about. I'm pretty sure they didn't mention anything about them only coming to Xbox. They just said they're coming to Xbox. So there's a good chance we'll probably be getting these games on PlayStation and possibly even Nintendo Switch. So rejoice, you fucking obnoxious Twitter users! You might finally get your wish. But yeah, man, that was hype, and obviously you guys have seen me lose my shit. From one banger announcement to another banger announcement, we finally got the confirmation that Kojima is working with Xbox. Hell yeah, man. It's so good to see that Hideo Kojima's working on his next masterpiece, man. Y'all know me. I am a Kojima sim. I am a fellow member of the cult of Kojima. So, yeah, obviously, and you guys, and bro, I lost, as soon as I saw this man's face, I lost my goddamn mind. You guys will see in the reaction, I lost it. But yeah, we didn't really get much other than he is going to be working with Microsoft, and they are going to be working on a new game. Now, he says this is a game he's always wanted to be. Now, as you guys have probably heard, there's been a lot of rumors swirling around that Kojima's next game is going to be a horror game, I guess, alongside Death Stranding 2, because that recently kind of got announced, and it's going to be featuring the girl that is going to be featuring the actress that played Mama from Death Stranding, if I remember correctly. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but that's been the rumor going around that Kojima's going to be doing a horror game next, and there's also been like some rumors that Junji Ito is going to be like helping him out there, is going to be working with him. I don't know if there's any truth to those rumors, but I guess we'll have to wait and see on that. But yeah, Kojima and Xbox are working together. I'm obviously hyped for this. It's weird going to see Kojima on an Xbox game as an exclusive because the man's basically been. It's been with PlayStation since basically the first Metal Gear Solid game, so that is also going to be interesting how that's going to work out, man. Obviously, I'm going to get the game regardless. I'll buy a Series X just for this game if I have to, man. I was already planning hopefully getting a Series X whenever I get the PS5, because I wanted to get the Xbox One when I got my PS4, but obviously that didn't end up working out. But I'm hopeful that I'll end up getting the Series X a little bit and around the time I get my PS5. Because I want to get because obviously I've got to upgrade events onto the next gen consoles. But yeah. I'm hyped, man. I'm hyped for Kojima's next game. And yeah, man, I'm looking forward to it. Next, then, after that, is when we ended the show off with Starfield, which, funny story about this one, man. My man Tubular was also like excited for this game, but then as soon as he saw the health that the enemies have health bar, he shoots like, oh, this game is mid, because the dude doesn't like game shooters like Destiny and The Division where the enemies have health bars when you shoot them, man. He's not into that kind of thing, whatever. Me personally, I really enjoyed what I saw in the game. You can build ships, your own spaceship, which that is pretty pog, and you also get build your own crew. So hey, all you Star Trek fans, you get to build your own enterprises. Rejoice, But the game looks really cool. I like what we see in the combat. I like what we see in the environments, and I think the game looks really, really good, man. It definitely looks a lot promising, and I'm definitely more interested in the game now than I was before. Then, of course, Tom Howard would also come in there. We would also see some of the customization that was possible, and then he would also mention that you can explore all the planets, all of the entire planet, man. There's like thousands of planets you can land on and explore. How true that statement actually is, well, the way it's in the game comes out, and how different each planet is, because I highly doubt they created over 1,000. What was the exact number? Over 1,000 solar systems, and there's gonna be over 1,000 solar systems. It's gonna be interesting if they legit create new, unique individual planets each, or a lot of them are gonna maybe have a lot of similarities or something. I'm expecting a lot of them to have similarities. If you ask me, I don't think they created 1,000 unique planets because I just don't think that's even humanly possible. But we'll have to wait and see on that, on how unique each planet is and how different they are, and if a lot of them are going to be samey. I'm not gonna take their word on that part, just because I'm pretty sure they're probably somewhat blowing smoke up our asses. But yeah, that's interesting. Either way, you're gonna have a lot of planets you're gonna explore, regardless, man. So yeah, it looks cool. The world map looks cool. And yeah, man, I like what I see in Starfield, man. I'm definitely way more hyped for the game now than I was before, which is weird because it seems like everyone else is like, oh, this game is mid. Well, I'm the one that's like, hey, this game actually looks pretty cool, man. I like what I see. I love the weapon designs, by the way. I love how they kind of took normal weapons and kind of more sci-fi them up a bit and make them more futuristic again, like the double barrel shotgun. I like how they kind of upgrade and they more futurize it, man. I love the look of that weapon, and some of the other weapons we got to see as well looked really, really cool, man. And yeah, man, that's about everything we got at Xbox Bethesda's game showcase that at least I was personally interested in. A lot of really cool games, a lot of games that piqued my interest, man. And yeah, man, a lot of good shit. And they also marketed the entire thing that all these games are going to be coming out within a year. Which I found kind of funny, because I'm like, imagine one of these games got delayed to 2024 or something. Imagine. But yeah, man, I like what I see. There was a lot of really cool games in here, man, and yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what Xbox has in store for us, because Xbox, they've been making some moves recently. You guys know that they've been the Xbox Series console's been selling a little bit better than the PS5. Obviously, that comes to a number of things because how rare the PS5s are, and Xbox kind of has more of as more like a top priority for console for manufacturing. I think is how it's going on because the chip shortages and everything. But yeah, Xbox coming. Xbox coming. It's hard for PlayStation. They're starting to they're starting to catch up to PlayStation a little bit, man. Which you love to see, man. You love to see. And yeah, man. So yeah, as always, guys, leave your thoughts down in the comments. You guys saw the show. Love it. You hated. What were some of your favorite games that got shown off? What game are you most excited for? Are you hyped for Persona to play on Xbox? Are you hyped for Kojima's next masterpiece, man? To my fellow members of the cult of Kojima, let your voices be heard, man. I want to hear what you guys have to say, man. And yeah, man. As always, guys, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you like it, if you did, subscribe if you're new. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter if you like it. Links in the description box below. And as always, come out for more. See you guys next time. You